morning. Thank you for having me here today. This is like coming back home. Rick did not mention, but my first foray into planning as a preservation planner under Rick Green back in 1992, 1194. So it's kind of come full circle. My presentation is going to be quite a bit different than Rick's because, as many of you may or may not know, Lake Worth had the second largest decline in property value in the entire county. Our overall property value dropped by more than half during the recession. And we had no private investment for like a period of 6 years. So we had to figure out how to approach the world and say, Lake Worth is open for business, you're invited to come develop here, and how to make that process predictable, concise, succinct, and easy. So I was hired under contract with our last city manager to come and basically redo Lake Worth's entire development process. My background is in urban design, historic preservation, I have a degree in architecture, a degree in city planning, and I'm also LEED certified and SEED certified. So I have a lot of letters behind my name, but I never really directed the department, and I was giving carte blanche to kind of create what would work best for investment build in Lake Worth. I have cooperated and worked in tandem with the Department of Private Development. I've also worked at the regional level, the state level, urban counties, and looking at the south. So beginning with an 8-year study in 2005, there was a comprehensive plan initiative to figure out what Lake Worth wanted to be. After spending over $1.1 million with private planners to figure that out, Lake Worth had failed to accomplish anything in regards to adopting a comprehensive plan or land development regulations. So in 2014, we decided to look at Lake Worth as an urban art form. This is the flag of Lake Worth, which has been recognized by a number of entities as being a very strong grid. Much of this is still in place. It did dictate both from the community and from us how we would develop. We knew that we would never improve to any great degree our infrastructure, widen our streets, create great new sidewalks or major boulevard. So what could be accommodated in an urban farm like this? We also recognize that we have a number of attributes that we could sell to the world. I'm not going to go through all of them, but Lake Worth is a unique place. It's centrally located in Palm Beach County. It has an arts community. It has a very lively ecological and sustainability approach. We have our own electric utility, and we have a very eclectic, diverse citizenry who's very involved in everything that we do. You may read about that in the paper quite often. So when we're looking at other things about Lake Worth, we have a vibrant downtown that is recognized as an historic downtown that is intact, is an historic district, a strong urban grid. We are known as a walkable historic city. The Cultural Council of Palm Beach County moved to the city in 2011 and initiated our dynamic arts culture. There's also natural ecological beauty. We have 5 waterfronts, the ocean, 2 sides of the coastal, 2 canals, and Lake Osborne. We're easily accessible to 95, which kind of broke us in half with this bill. This is an overall view looking back toward downtown and suburban form of Lake Worth. What's unique for us is that we finally hit 40,000 residents in 2015. We had a little bit less than 7 square miles. Our median household income at this point is $35,000, which you may recognize from an earlier presentation. That's less than half, or about half, the median family income of the county. And our median age is 35. So, in initiating how to increase investment, affordable housing in Palm Beach County, by definition, is market rate in Lake Worth. So one of the first projects that was approved under our initial comprehensive plan changes that were done in August of 2012 was the Urban Arts Lofts in collaboration with the CRA. It was 12 townhomes that were built as live work units under the SB2 program, which also coordinated $23.8 million of investment in the city. This project was very successful, and we are working on phase 2 at the site right here. That will be 8 more units in a more contemporary style. La Jolla Village is also Cambridge, over 50 units of affordable housing being done by the private sector in collaboration with the CRA. This is the first major housing investment in the city in 2012-13 since 2007. The Property Appraiser's Office in Commerce County called me 3 years in a row wanting to know what was going on because our tax base hadn't grown. I'm like, well, we send you our building permits, which are almost nothing, so that is your answer. So, with the new staff, I had to rewrite the entire land development code of Lakewood. That was adopted in August of 2013. It had 4 basic premises. Was to preserve the historic character and neighborhood patterns, encourage sustainable practices, stimulate a vibrant economy, and embrace public participation and its possibilities. We adopted a future land use change. We eliminated a number of districts. We have height caps. We have FARs, density. Everything is included in our comprehensive plan, and then it transcended a year later into our overall zoning map. We eliminated 13 zoning districts. We now have quite a few less. The process is quite predictable and precise. We established new procedures. We split our review boards. We have one historic preservation board that reviews everything in the historic district, and we have a planning and zoning board that reviews everything within a general other areas of the city. Our code is unique. It has a form-based piece, a performance-based piece. The overall code before we changed it was inclusionary, so we kept that. We have a sustainable bonus incentive program whereby if you build property that is above 2 stories, the developer can choose how to invest $5 additional for each square foot of second floor in public amenities or inclusions in our project. That is, we provide a laundry list of areas they can choose, and it's developer driven. Staff confirms that the value is there and the project moves forward. Our goal was to create a fast approval process in the state, and if you follow our by right process, you can be approved in less than 75 days. If you want to do a planned development, and then 120. That was the only way we can provide incentives back to the public sector and the private sector, both with the CRA and developers. We couldn't provide any financial incentives, so we can save you a lot of time. We also don't have the impact fees except for water capacity charge and sewer capacity charge. So the cost of the development in Lake Worth, we did a study, we figured out we were the least expensive place to develop in the entire county. And Aaron did mention our unique layout. We do have a lot of non-conforming, so our density by nature is already fairly high due to that. We created also a concierge program. Having our own electric utility, we can bring every discipline to the table to meet with the developer to go over any challenge they may face in developing any property in the city. It's been quite successful. We've only had 2 projects that had to go through our site and our new team more than once. And there are extenuating circumstances of both of those, but I will let you know that part of it is due to working with the county. And county roads. After we adopted our new land development code, I will give credit to Nielsen Zacharias and Nancy Stroud. We embarked on explaining to the world how our development code works, because we have not had any development. Developers are very shy to invest any amount of money in the city where no one has been successful. And many of our projects don't look really good from the street that were developed and approved before 2007. And they also lost quite a bit of value in the bus that we had. So we did studies of our various districts that we created. This was one of them. That's up by Dixie Highway, right at your entering West Palm Beach. This is a project that if it were bought, it includes 4 parcels, could be developed by right in 75 days, or approved in 75 days. I know of nowhere else in Florida where you could build almost 1 million square feet and have it approved from a development standpoint and be entitled in 75 days. It's a mix of uses. This is our TOD by our Tri-Rail station. It's another project. It does involve the creation of a new street, which probably puts it in the category of an approval for 120 days. This will also go over 1 million square feet, but includes conceptually residential, condominiums, townhomes, offices, a hotel. And the concept was to, it's actually right now a trailer park, to give the developer or investor some idea of what we could do by right, again, under our code. So our process is to be clear, concise, consistent, and for the most part, predictable. We've had more development come into the review pipeline since our code was adopted in 2014 than the previous decade combined. There's over $135 million worth of development that's actually being constructed and permitted at the point, and we also have about another $100 million that are in development review. Our entire tax base is $1 billion. So the the change coming to Lake Worth from our adoption of the Land Development Code is monumental. Most of it is happening out west on Park and Commerce, and it's a larger tracts of land. The interest in redeveloping infill sites is growing. Our first infill private sector development, Lucente, just finished, and it's right behind the city post office, and it's by Kennedy Homes. We tried together through this four-tier process: the comprehensive plan, the LDR, the zoning map, and our review process. We also created collateral materials, and I brought some of those for your, if you'd like to have them. A pamphlet of flyers that describes the process, which part of our department, which is keys to the ability to contact to answer your questions to staff. There's also the development brochure that shows how we studied each one of our 4 districts. And we also took on, very similar to Westcom, 2 development forums, invited the entitlement entities to come visit with us and learn how our process works. And then we also had a forum with the Cultural Council, with entrepreneurs and investors to explain to them how to invest in Lake Worth. Both of those were very successful. We had maybe 150 people at the first one and about 75 at the last one. We do feel that we have turned the corner based on our tax values. We have the second fastest growing tax base in municipality in the county based on what came out a few weeks ago. We are not where we need to be, but we are hoping to get there quickly as we can under our LDRs. I did want to address Harvey's comment about micro units. We did adopt a number of unique components in the code. We have an urban plan development, which can be half an acre or less, and the developer can create, as long as it's in the framework of our comprehensive plan, development parameters for that project. And that you can deal with parking, unit size. I don't have the depth of experience on myself or my staff to really dictate to the developer what is going to be successful for them for a micro-unit project, but they should be able to. And we know from our comprehensive plan and community input what the form of the building would be, how big we want it to be, how tall. What you put in it, we really don't care. We have a fairly high density for Lake Worth. The TOD areas in downtown are 4 units per acre. Most of the other areas are 30 or 20. We have a height cap for most of the city at 3 stories. Parts of Dixie Highway can go to 4. Our TOD areas can go to 5. And we have an incentive for 6 stories for a hotel, which you may have read that the Gulfstream Hotel is found an approval for a redevelopment of new building. That project took 90 days to approve. Unfortunately, it does have a lawsuit filed against it because of the height, and we'll hopefully have that worked out fairly soon. But we are very proud of what we've created, and we think it's unique in Florida, and hopefully other municipalities can look at what we did, because we tried to make something so simple in the fact that if the community embraces what we want to do, why make it difficult for developers to invest in the community? And so that was our goal, and so far developers have come in, have been very happy. The development projects have gone fairly smoothly. I mentioned only 2 have gone on the site plan twice, and that was with the traffic concerns in the county. And we're looking forward to your coming to visit our new city in the coming years. Thank you.